If you're a Kamala Harris fan and you want to rip open the champagne bottle, pop that cork, do not do it. Donald Trump is very much in this race. If we have a polling shift like we've seen in prior years from now until the final result, Donald Trump would actually win. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I am saying that he is very much in this ballgame based upon where he is right now and compare that to where he was in prior years.
There's nothing that he's saying about her, however, that wasn't actually said by Biden campaign personnel in leaks to the press for months and months before the hot swap unfolded. What you guys are doing right now is, helpful base management right now, but it actually isn't something that moves the needle. What you see is actually this kind of base management doesn't actually have much of a material.
What's going on, guys? We got to talk about this CNN panel losing their minds because they went bonkers trying to sit up here and cap for the likes of Kamala Harris. But what else is new? We all know that they're fake news. Donald Trump warned us about this a long time ago. A lot of us didn't believe him. I'm one of those people. But again, we all make mistakes. Now that we're all woken up, it's funny to continually laugh at them and expose them each and every single day so that we can help others get from out of that sunken place so we can all make well-informed decisions and delegitimize all of these clowns. Now, there are some voices of reason here on this panel, like they are straight up clashing because you got the people who are just out here capping. Like, you got Abby Phillip, okay? First video on the channel had Abby Phillip in it. And then you got some other folks, like you got this guy Salem, who's been in several videos, who's always a voice of reason. But then you got some other folks who just try to just yell and take over the conversation with ridiculous talking points that make absolutely no sense. Without further ado, let's get into it.
I beat Biden. He failed in the debate miserably. We cannot have a Democrat. We cannot have her. She's incompetent. She's as bad as Biden.
It's like watching Grumpy Old Man or something. There's just, I don't mind attacking a person for their policies or their positions, but he's just sort of griping just because she exists, to your point. And I think we know why he's griping, because she exists.
I mean,
she's a black woman.
Fool, slap yourself 3 times. Oh, try to do it.
Oh, you idiot.
And everything that I've seen in the course of his career, and I know that he has black.
Guys, look at the status of this country. Look at what's going on. And he's saying he's attacking her because she's a black woman. Like, Donald Trump was recently just attacking Joe Biden. He was calling Ron DeSantis the sanctimonious. He calls Chris Christie sloppy Chris Christie.
Many say don't punch down when talking about people like Chris Sununu or sloppy Chris Christie or Ada Hutchinson. I call him Ada, not Asa, because of certain reasons, or others. But sometimes it's necessary to talk badly about those that, for no reason other than politics, speak badly about you. Otherwise, the people that love you don't know whether or not they're for real. Are they saying the truth? They're not.
He made jokes about Oreos.
Neither is Chris. You're not eating Oreos anymore. No more Oreos for either of us, Chris. Don't feel bad for either of us.
And he called Nikki Haley bird brain.
6. Does anybody know who Bird Brain is? He said, hey, you can have her. I will never run against our president. He's one of the greatest presidents we've ever had. I will not run against our president under any circumstances. 4 months later, I'd like to announce my candidacy. What kind of people are these?
But then with Kamala, she deserves an exception? Boy, if you don't go sit your little goofy looking ass down, you need to get them dreads, braids, whatever it is, retwisted or something, because apparently they too tight or something, if that's what you're saying, because you sound stupid.
And everything that I've seen in the course of his career, and I know that he has black women in his circle, and I know he's appointed Omarosa and all of that. I know all of that background.
A lot of people.
But also know when he's confronted and being held accountable by black women, time and time again, he is shown to be someone who is uncomfortable in that situation. And I think he's complaining more because it's Kamala Harris, a black woman, than any other
Kamala Harris isn't black. She's Irish and Hindu, by the way. For those who haven't seen all my other videos, I feel like this needs to be said in every video because I keep seeing people say she's a black woman, and she's not. She's playing pretend.
Actor.
There's nothing that he's saying about her, however, that wasn't actually said by Biden campaign personnel in leaks to the press for months and months before the hot swap unfolded. For literally about 3+ years, you had folks around President Biden who were leaking against, undermining, characterizing Kamala Harris as a disaster, as underprepared.
How do you know this?
Because of extensive reporting,
and
drawing on White House
How come
sources.
former President Trump doesn't know this? If you've known for 3 years this woman was coming, and now she's here, and you're confused about what to do.
I'm sorry.
What the hell are you talking about?
I wasn't sufficiently clear. What I'm saying is that what he is saying now, when he is diminishing her capacity and what have you, these were all things that were standard talking points coming from Democrats who were anxious about her weaknesses. Now, only over the last month or so has the narrative entirely changed about this because the press no longer felt obliged to protect.
This is the same stuff that he said about Biden. And it's the Biden-Harris administration. What the hell do you mean? How do you know? We've lived in the damn country. What the hell are you talking about?
So
President Biden.
Are you suggesting then this is originating
to protect President Biden?
Are you suggesting then this is originating because Donald Trump is following the intel of Democrats, and this based solely upon the intel of Democrats, and not some long-standing representation of how he feels about American people since the 1970s?
Okay, I think what he's
This dude is basically saying that he has a bias against Trump. So anything that he feels like is criticizing anyone that he perceives as this imaginary black woman or any person of color or whatever, he's going to automatically be offended by that because he feels like he's seen it throughout Trump's life, irrespective of the fact that Trump is surrounded by all of these black people that he literally works with on a regular basis. One of his right-hand men is Tim Scott. Ben Carson was in this dude's cabinet. It's like, oh... The narrative doesn't work. She's a black woman. It doesn't work. She's not even black. She's not black. And Trump has too many black affiliates, associates, friends. It doesn't work.
Interesting is that this is not just off of what Democrats have said, but Democrats have also said some of the same things Trump has said. And so him saying these things is not something new that no one's ever said before, that she's incompetent. And you can point to the policies. You can look at so many policies throughout this administration that she has to own that will hurt during swing states.
The idea, just to be clear, I mean, I understand that maybe there were some Democrats privately who were nervous about Harris, but I don't know that you have Democrats calling her phony, incompetent, third-rate candidate.
That's what I was about to say.
That is well
I must have
beyond.
missed where Democrats called her a bum. I must have missed where they questioned her ethnicity. I must have missed when Democrats called her low IQ and stupid, and all of the litany of awful insults that.
I mean, did Trump lie? Let's keep going.
Donald Trump has levied against Kamala Harris since she's been in the race.
But did you
not forget?
And didn't he say the same stuff about Biden? I mean, ain't we supposed to be, aren't these the equality people? Because these people don't have no type of logic. They fight for equality like we don't have it already. And then when you give it to them, all of a sudden, you can't say this about a woman or somebody black or about Muslims and about gays. And it's like, guys, it gives me a freaking headache, okay? Shut the hell up sometime. Like, if you're gonna try to logic your way and claim to be the party of facts and reason, then you can't say everybody's the same, but then when you treat everybody the same, all of a sudden you're labeled as a bigot. These people are nuts.
Couldn't even get a couple percentage points in 2020 to make it to the first primary?
This isn't the first time Donald
She wasn't
Trump
wildly popular.
It doesn't matter. She's the vice president of the United States, and she's beating Donald Trump right now. So, but what also we are
All
not,
that matters is
what
what
also
happens
we're
on
forgetting
November 5th.
is that Donald Trump's history of insulting women is very long. As a matter of fact,
and her history of failing
is
long as well when it comes to these policies that
how
matter.
many times when he was at the bully pulpit, he insulted women
what we know is
journalists
that
repeatedly, including you, Abby, who he also called stupid, which you're not. You went to Harvard, and you are far from that. And this is what Donald Trump does. He doesn't like to be held accountable. So because he is now in a position where he now is being held accountable for what he said, we know already that he has a history of being a sexist, and now he cannot
This is base
grapple with
management.
the fact.
He's got a little bit of that Trump derangement syndrome. I'm hoping that one of these comedians will come up with a anti-anxiety medication for these liberals and just take one tablet a day.
These are not the arguments that are actually
It's baseless, is what it is.
for Kamala Harris.
Oh,
If you look at the
Why is
recent,
she up
for
11
example,
points?
Reid Hoffman's group Blueprint has described what is effective for Kamala Harris. Harris. What is effective for her is taking positions that are the positions that would be endorsed by Joe Manchin and by Bernie Sanders, being perfectly down the line. I will protect Social Security and Medicare. It is not actually attacking Trump. What you guys are doing right now is, helpful base management right now, but it actually isn't something that moves the needle. What you see is actually this kind of base management doesn't actually have much of a material effect. Anti-Trump arguments are actually so played out, so tired.
It's an interesting point.
Guys, this blonde-haired lady is in some. What is it with these black chicks with the blonde hair? Between crazy Joyless Reed, and then I don't even know what this lady name is. These people are nuts, like trying to out-talk everybody, constantly interrupt, claim the things that you say are fact when they're literal fiction. They're trying to say like he's sexist, he's racist, he got a thing against black women. Like, how you gonna have a thing against a black woman? She's not even black. Like, bro, like these people are nuts. Kayla Montgomery was just this is a true black woman. She called out Kamala Harris on the whole race thing.
A few days ago, President Trump said he didn't know Vice President Harris was a black woman. I'm trying to figure out what all the outrage is about because she's only black when it's time to get elected. Did I lie?
He has several black speakers at the RNC convention. You don't get a scenario where if you talking about a racist guy where he's going to try to suppress black people more than at an event like the RNC convention.
Trump was right when he said, they're after us. He's just standing in the way. And guess what? He always will. That's why I'm standing with him today. Let's make America safe again.
Could it be that when we prayed for him when he came to the round table in Detroit, that Jesus asked and he received, that we sought him and then he found protection? Could it be that the King of glory, the Lord God strong and mighty, the God who is mighty in battle, protected Donald Trump because he wants to use him for such a time as this? If you believe that, come on, put your hands together and give our great God great glory.
Every time you turn around, here go Wesley Hunt, Byron Donalds, Tim Scott, Ben Carson. Every time you turn around, here are all these black people. But they want to stick to this ridiculous narrative. Guys, I can't. I really think that the narrative is falling apart. I mean, sure, you might have like a lot of that hardcore Democrat base convinced because there's really no convincing. Like it takes them to be on their own personal journey or to watch like 1 million of my videos or something in order to convince them of anything. But in regard to those kind of more independent thinkers, the people who actually like to view an entire Trump rally or view the interviews and swing back and forth in terms of voting Republican, voting Democrat, but just kind of switch up from time to time, those types of people are going to need more than just to hear that the Republicans are racist each and every single time. Let's not forget how they treated Ron DeSantis, saying that he wanted to ban books, that he hated gay people. They literally made up a bill called the Don't Say Gay bill, which was really the Parental Rights and Education bill. And they tried to say that he was like rewriting black history to say being a slave was a good thing. These people make up anything, and it's the same thing every time. Look, go all the way back to George Bush Sr., George Bush Jr., go back to Mitt Romney, Donald Trump. Every single person that's a Republican, including all these candidates that are running, even Ron DeSantis, because they thought he was going to be the nominee, they always go to the race card every single time. Their logic is, well, the Republicans are racist, so why would we not do that every time? But it's obviously false. The reason they do it is because that's all these people have, guys. All they have is the fear mongering, like, hey, don't let them racists win. That's all they have. They don't have good economic policy. They sure as hell didn't properly withdraw from Afghanistan. They sure as hell aren't good at avoiding war. Let's not even get started on how bad the economy is right now, how high prices are. So of course they're just gonna, yes, obviously, because she's a black woman. These people are so freaking nuts, so mentally ill, their brains turned to soup a long time ago, and there really may not be a way to turn it back because the Trump derangement is too strong. But let me know what you guys think about this ridiculous exchange. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
Now, only over the last month or so has the narrative entirely changed about this because the press no longer felt obliged to protect President Biden.